And welcome everyone, this is Race on Oz, this is the PC League. We're here for round 7, we're at Watkins, Glen. My name is Nick and I'm going to be taking you through the next hour and a bit of action here on a Monday evening. For anyone watching live, just let us know if the sound is coming through alright, so just want to make sure that it's up loud enough for you guys before we get into it. So Watkins Glen, this is going to be an exciting one. I commentated on a race here yesterday. It's been a popular track lately. There's real world racing happening here, there's virtual racing happening here. We are going to do it for ourselves tonight for RaceOnOz. Very, very shortly, we're not too far away from getting that all underway. Before we do that, let's take a look back at what was round 6. So round 6 was a couple of weeks ago now. We had a little bit of a break last week. There was a kind of like an event, let's just say, at the Indy circuit that a few people participated in, but we're back for the championship this week. But last time it was Andrew O'Hara. He ended up doing it relatively easily. He did put it on pole position, and he actually did. He was virtually unchallenged most of the way. He was able to take home the victory. Behind him, though, Rowdy Clayton and Philippa Bakita had an absolutely cracking battle. Rowdy ended up finishing P2. Mitch Hobbs took home the final podium spot in P3. You can see the other remaining cars: Sean Madison P4, Matt Frost, Philippa Bakita as mentioned, Paul Russell, James Pierre Reid, who had some nice little battles along the way as well, provided us some nice entertainment in that Lamborghini in 8th. 9th was Art Vanderlei. And Bruno Gallo, who recently joined the Trusted Drivers panel. He rounded out the top 10 there. Plenty of action though. There's a first corner sort of incident on lap 1, as we did talk about in the broadcast. So there was plenty of work for the Trusted Driver panel to do. 8 incidents in total were looked at as well. There's a few penalties dished out. I think Kay Parsons was given a qualifying ban for this round as well. Most of it was to do with non-redressed action as well. So that seemed to be the sort of the underlying theme of all of that as well. But as I mentioned, the on-track action, the battle between Rowdy Clayton and Philippa Bakita was absolutely phenomenal. Very, very fun viewing. So we'll see if they can repeat that for us this evening. All right, let's have a look at championship standings. So right now it is that man indeed. Andrew O'Hara is in P1 on 423 points in the BMW. So he has a healthy lead over Sean Madison, the Honda Esports driver there, on 378 in P2. Then you got Mitch Hobbs in P3 on 364 points. Philippa Bakita trailing just behind him on 321, and Paul Russell in there on 294 points in 5th position. Then you got Matt Frost, Mitchell Weston, Rowdy Clayton, James Pierre Reid, and Bruno Gallo rounding out the top 10. So that's our overall championship standings. In terms of the silver class, we've got Nando Latanzio. He's leading that division right now on 171 points, so he's doing quite well. He's got a very special livery just for this evening as well, so I've checked it out in practice. Looks very, very neat, so I'm looking forward to bringing that to you shortly. Daniel Hammy Bateman, he's only 10 points behind Nando there on 161 points. He's tied with Peter Wall, who's in there in P3. Patrick Oliver, he occupies the 4th spot in the three of the top 4 of the top 5 spots, all occupied by Audis. Finally got out there in the end on 134 points. Only 1 point behind him though, Stephen Haycock. He's on 133 points. Then you got Ray Haggis in the BMW there. He's on 119 in 6th. 7th, Jonathan Masafo on 107 points. 7 points behind him is Anthony Cesana on 100 points. Neil Fakeney in 9th on 88. And Wally Masterson, he's rounding out the top 10 on 82 points. Taking us across to the AM division, heading that up right now is James Mack. So he's on top in his McLaren. So he's on 196 points there. P2's Mark Hurley on 152 points. Herb Atron, 144 in P3 in the Ferrari. Stu Parsons, 143 points, just 1 point behind Herb there. Dean Karki had a couple of rough runs recently. He's in P5 on 141 points. Harley Scotland in P6 on 115. Seventh is Case Parsons on 90. Phil Kraithios, 82 points. I hope I got that right. Simone Coco on 45. And in P10, it is Michael Sheehan. So, good result. That's the top 10 results, if you like, for the championship standings. Last time out in the AM, it was Mark Hurley who took the pole position. Simone Coco came in P1, Mark Hurley P2, and Dean Karki in P3 as well. So we'll see how that does unfold this evening around Watkins Glen. Having a look at the circuit, we're only about 3 minutes away from getting this one started. Just let us know in the chat if the sound is coming through all right as well. Just want to make sure that it is loud enough for you guys. Watkins Glen, what a fun track. A very interesting track. It's 5.43 kilometers in length. It's a lot of undulations around here as well. It's going to take a pretty sort of sensitive throttle foot, if you like. So one place that I did notice cars coming unstuck was, funnily enough, turn 11. So I thought it might have been a bit more around turn 1, but turn 11 proved to be quite difficult for a few. Saw a few cars go around through that corner yesterday morning, as well as obviously the inner loop. So the S's are a lot of fun. It's a flat out part of the circuit in a GT3 car. But that inner loop chicane section, lots of action in lap 1, in lap 1 there. Not so much into turn 1, but yeah, lap 1 on the inner loop, there was plenty of action through there as well and throughout the race. So I dare say that'll be a pretty hot zone for this evening as well. A bit more of a technical part of the track, through the chute, down through the toe in the boot there, and then up through the heel as well. So I did think that potentially track limitations might have been an issue around here. Didn't prove to be the case yesterday morning. Perhaps that might be a little bit different this evening. We'll have to wait and see. So that's pretty much where we're at. We've gone through the championship standings. You might hear that I'm running solo tonight, so Tom wasn't able to make it. He's dealing with a couple other things, so I hope that all goes well for him as well, and I'll try and hold it down while he's not here this evening. Off to a good start already. We started on time. That's pretty good, I reckon. So not early, not late, on time, on the network. Had a thumbnail and everything. We're doing pretty good right now. We are not far away, so less than 90 seconds before qualifying will kick off. Right now, they've already dipped into the 43s. So Andrew O'Hara is proving to be extremely quick around here. 1:43.4 is the fastest time so far in free practice, which will be ending in about a minute from now. And once we've got that, beautiful. Thank you, Crunch. Sound is fine, by the way. Fantastic. Excellent. Not able to race tonight, but watching the broadcast. Awesome. Hope you enjoy, mate. I'll do my best to bring you a decent stream. All right, we are going to kick off very, very shortly. So here's some pictures from pit lane. So 30 seconds to go. Track temperature there, 35 degrees. Indy was a funny one where the track did cool down quite quickly. Conditions did change. Didn't really notice too much of that yesterday. So I don't know if that's just a feature of the Indy circuit. We'll see what it's like around here, Watkins Glen. Obviously part of the American track DLC as well, which has proven to be quite popular. It seemed to be Indy was the number one favourite. Plenty of races being done around there by various leagues around the world. Now it seems like everyone's attention has been drawn to Watkins Glen. Perhaps it'll be Coda next cab off the rank, but for the time being, we're at the Glen, as it's affectionately known. 5.43 kilometres, and I think we're in for a pretty good one. Suzuka was fun, but we're over the other side of the ocean from Japan, back in America. As everyone's just getting themselves sorted out, we will be underway very, very shortly. This is round 7 of the championship. This is RaceOnOz. This is the PC Monday Night League. And we should be getting underway very, very shortly. And yeah, cars will be on track shortly.
Light, give us all you can.
Here we go. So cars making their way out on track now. I think it's going to be Bruno Gallo in his McLaren. Very nicely presented McLaren. As I mentioned, he is part of the trusted drivers panel now as of a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully he doesn't have too much of a busy week from tonight. As I mentioned, 8 cases were looked at last week as well. Who else do we have out there? I think we've got Mitch Hobbs out there as well. So he's currently P3 in the championship right now. He'll be looking to get a nice haul of points tonight. Harley Scotland making his way out there in that nicely presented McLaren as well. Plenty of cars filtering out now, so track will get pretty busy. It's only a 15-minute qualifying session, so it's short and sharp, straight to the point. Action will come pretty thick and fast. We'll see if we can get into the 43s. But it was Andrew O'Hara who led practice, and it's Bruno Gallo who will give us the first time lap, or he'll have the first attempt at a time lap. As I mentioned, I thought track limits might be a bit of an issue around here. Wasn't the case yesterday. But what happened yesterday doesn't mean it will happen today, so hopefully it's not much of a drama. This is just coming through turn 10. Potential spot for invalidation laps around there. And then, yeah, just through here, turn 11 yesterday. Did catch quite a few out in the Pan Am race, so we'll see if that's the case this evening as well. As Bruno Gallo sets off his first time lap around the 11th turn, Watkins Glen circuit. So up through the S's, this is the flat out part of the track. Should reach 6th gear. Obviously depend on the setup. There it is, there's 6, well over 250 kilometers an hour. Now through the inner loop is what they call it, using all of the curb through there. That's the trick to the fastest line through that part of the track. Now the outer loop. Sparks flying. Saw plenty of that yesterday as well. Now down through the chute. He wants to come to this part called the toe, I assume, because that part of the track kind of looks like a foot. You see it on the map. So along this straight, I think they refer to the boot. And then turn 8 is what is called the heel. Nice and smooth right now. So coming through turn 10. Almost finishing his lap now. Let's see where the time comes out. A 1:44 is the time from Bruno Gallo. Sorry, that was the wrong card that I brought up there. This is Simeon Coco. So a 1:43.6 from Sean Madison. That's the top of the times at this stage of qualifying. Very early days still, so long way to go. Just trying to get some other cars coming through. This is Jonathan Misafto. See what sort of time he can set. Crosses the line, good enough for P11. Just trying to pick up Rowdy Clayton. Here he is. He goes up there into P6 for now. So nice result for him to start off with. That'd be the banker lap. Plenty of cars out there tonight, right now. This is James Mack. He's the AM Championship leader right now. Making his way through the outer loop. So at this stage, is a 1:43.6 set by Sean Madison. Andy O'Hara was quickest in practice. I'll see if I can pick him up very, very shortly. In fact, we might click over to him now because he is about to finish his lap. He's just coming through turn 10. So we'll see what the BMW driver can do here. The time to beat, it's a 1:43.5. That's from Sean Madison. Already into the 1:43, so that is extremely quick. A 43.5, that's incredibly fast. What has Andy O'Hara got? A 1:43.7, so just under 2/10 off from him. What about Matt Frost? What's he got? Makes his way through turn 11. Might get a little bit of a tow there from the McLaren. Still in P7 for now. Who else is out there? I see number 89. That's my man, Rowdy Clayton. He's currently P6 right now. See if he can haul that BMW up a little bit higher on the grid rather than the third row. Not at this stage. So might have a look at James Pierre-Reid. He's up on his best time. He's 4/10 up in that very lovely presented Jim's Racing Lamborghini. Let's see what he's got here. He's currently P10 right now. Oh, wrong one. There we go. We're back. So he's up on his best time still. 3/10 up. 1:45.5 is his best. The session best at the moment is a 1:43.5. Super, super quick already. Straight out the gate. That belongs to Sean Madison. Will we see a challenger to Andrew O'Hara tonight? Last round, sorry. He did drive away with it. Left the rest to scrap it out for the minor places. We'll see if he has a little bit more competition this evening. As James Pierre-Reid, he cans that lap. All right, that was a big build-up for nothing, wasn't it? It is what it is. What about Mitch Hayes? What do you got, Mitch Hayes? He's currently P7 right now in that McLaren. Can he improve on his time? No, he doesn't. So he does remain P7. We've got 7 minutes left in qualifying. Right now it's Sean Madison, Philippa Bakita. Haven't seen her on the screen yet. Andrew O'Hara, Mitch Hubbs, Bruno Gallo, and there we go. As soon as we get her on the screen. I don't think that's classified as a commentator's curse. Might just check out what did happen there with her. Yeah, just got on the grass and that was enough. So getting the mistakes out early in qualifying. Don't want to be doing that in the race. Andrew O'Hara trundling along slowly. We'll move away from him. See car 99. This is John Drum. He is not up on his best time. Harley Scotland, though, he is. He's currently P27 right now. 28 cars in the field. Let's see what Harley's got. Making his way out of the chute towards turn 7. So, top of the times right now sits Sean Madison, a 1:43.3. We've got just under 6 minutes left in this qualifying session. I'm going to do a 60-minute race following. And here we go. Harley Scotland, we'll watch him finish his lap. He's up on his best time right now, almost by a second. So he's flying. Currently P27. See if we can get a little bit further up. And doesn't improve, doesn't move up in positions. Anthony Cesana, he's P16. In that very distinctive tone of the Lamborghini there. Makes his way to the line. I don't think he's going to improve on his time either. What about Paul Russell? I love just watching this livery, so it's as good a reason as any to put him on the screen. He is currently P15 right now. Perhaps a little bit lower than what he would have expected. Let's see if he can improve on that. Doesn't have much time left in qualifying, only 5 minutes remaining. It's 5:10 game time as well. Track is at 31 degrees. Air temperature is at 27. The track is optimum, so perfect conditions for these guys. Sean Madison's definitely taking care of that, though. 1:43.3. Followed very closely by Philippa Bakita, a 43.4. Andrew O'Hara, Mitch Hobbs, and Bruno Gallo. These are top 5 right now. We're having a look at Paul Russell. He's P15. Let's see what he can do, if he can move that Porsche a little bit higher on the grid. He's about 2/10 up on his best time. And he improves his position by 4 spots, so he moves up into P11. So nice work from him. Andrew O'Hara, he's up on his time. He's currently sitting in P3, 1:43.7. Makes his way through the toe. Nice and composed. He took pole position in Suzuka around 6. Not quite there right now though. He's 4/10 off Sean Madison for pole position. Closing in on the deadline here, just to tick over 3 minutes remaining. Now through turn 10, so just if you go a little bit too wide through here, it'll be a real fine balance. Oh, looked a little bit nervous through there. Turn 11, had it under control, I'm sure, the whole time. And no, he's pulled out of that one as well. All right, cool. So not having the best of luck this evening. What about Matt Frost? He's up by 2/10 on his best time. He's currently P8 in the 666 Mercedes. Still 2/10 up, so he's P8. 44.9 is his best. He moves up into P6, so nice work, Matt Frost. Just having a look for a few other cars. There, they're out there. So everyone just setting up for their final runs. Looks like Herb Atron, he was up on his time in 27th. No, he doesn't improve. What about Stephen Haycock? He's 21st. He pulls out of that. So everyone just getting themselves ready. They're all chasing this man here. The man in the Honda, Sean Madison, a 43.3. It's a phenomenally quick time. That's an incredible time around here. I think it's lapping about a second faster than the pole position time that was recorded here yesterday in the Pan Am series. Just shows the class of him, class of Sean Madison. He's just warming up, so we'll get back to him very, very shortly. James Pierre-Reid, he is up on his best time. He's coming through the inner loop chicane. Throwing that Lamborghini through there. He's 2/10 up. He's just dropped under that now. Perhaps might be just pulling out of that one. We're in the final minute of qualifying. It's still Sean Madison, a 43.3. Paquito, O'Hara, Hobbs, Gallo, Frost, Clayton, Bateman, Hayes, Rice. That's your top 10. Track is still relatively busy. Try and get the big guns there. If they're still out there, where are you, Sean Madison? He's just beginning his lap. Philippa Paquita, she is out there as well. Here she is. She's P2, a 43.4. I don't think she's going to have enough time to get around for another lap, so this is going to be her last one. Oh, we saw her make a mistake there earlier. So just out of the chute. Perhaps still just coming to grips. She was extremely fast in practice from all reports in her personal practice as well. So perhaps just sort of getting used to these conditions. There we go, 000. Qualifying is done. We'll wait for the remaining cars out on track. We're following Paquita right now. She's currently P2, chasing down the 143.3 that belongs to Sean Madison in the Honda. She's just a 10th down on her best time right now, so I don't think she's going to be able to make a dent in it. No, she doesn't. This is Andy O'Hara. He is 4/10 up now. He's got a purple sector there. Sean Madison, I don't think he's trying to improve his time. So can Andy O'Hara pull it out here? He would need to go at least 3/10 faster to get himself past Paquita and start on the front row of the grid. Makes his way through turn 11, still 2/10 up. Hits the line and remains in P3. Sean Madison, he's all done here. Bruno Gallo, I don't think he's going to improve on his time. We'll ride with him till the end. He's one of 2 remaining cars out there. Qualifying is all over right now, though. So just waiting on these 2 guys, Bruno Gallo and car 99 is John Drum. Does Gallo improve? No, not with that. He doesn't. What about you, John Drum? Are you going to improve from P26? You're 3/10 up on your best time. 2/10 now, and he doesn't. So that is the results for qualifying for round 7 of Race on Oz, the PC Monday Night League. And it is Sean Madison who has taken P1 with a 1:43.3. That is a scintillating time around the 5.4 kilometre Watkins Glen circuit. Followed by Paquita in P2, Andrew O'Hara 3rd, Mitch Hobbs 4th. 5th is Bruno Gallo. 6th is Matt Frost. Rowdy Clayton down in 7th position. Daniel Hemi Bateman, that's a nice result for him, in 8th. Mitch Hayes and Aaron Dennis. That rounds out the top 10. Just having a look for some of the silver drivers. Championship leader Nando Latenzio down in 18th position. His rival right now, Daniel Hemi Bateman. I think he might be the highest of the silver drivers. And then what about, I don't think James Mack. James Mack is racing tonight. P22, he's our championship leader. His closest rival, Mark Hurley. Not too sure if he's racing tonight. Oh, he is down in P26. So that is qualifying all done for round 7. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back very, very shortly. Alright, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at the grid, if you like. So, Sean Madison in P1 there, so cracking time from him. He's followed by Philippa Bakita, so she's going to start on the second row with him. It was Andy O'Hara in P3. Then you had Mitch Hobbs in P4. Bruno Gallo, he's going to occupy P5. And it is Matt Frost in 6. Rowdy Clayton, he's going to start from 7th spot. And you got Daniel Hemi Bateman, he'll begin the race from 8th position. 9th is Mitch Hayes. Then you got Aaron Dennis in there as well. Adrian Rice. And as we go down the field further and further as the engines start, Paul Russell down there in 14th, so we'll keep an eye on him from the back. Here's what I was talking about earlier. Here's Nando Latenzio. Check this thing out. That's cool. It's a bit of effort. What is it? Redneck Racing. I love it. Look at that. That's good stuff. Good stuff from Lando. So let's put in a... Oh, hang on. Oh, we're going. All right. Here we go. Alright, so they're making their way on their warm-up lap, and we will begin this very shortly. Heather Russell, she's cheering on Paul Russell, so I assume there's some kind of relation. I won't speculate on what type of relation, but let's just say they're related perhaps. Alright, what is going on here? They were going on a warm-up lap. I hope we don't have any issues with... session restarted by administrator. Okay, cool. Alright, so there we go. We had to restart there. As you can see, the session start time. So we are 3 minutes away. So I think we might have just had a little bit of a hiccup there. And give us an opportunity to perhaps check out that livery again, or just the track in general. Get out of here. Alright, we can go back a little bit further. So as we go up the grid, plenty of cars in the field this evening. Should make for some good fun. Watkins Glen, don't know much about this circuit. I know that it's quite historical. NASCAR's have recently returned. Well, they've been back there for a little while. I know Kimi Räikkönen is going to be racing there in August in a what do you call, like the NASCAR Light Series or whatever it is. But yeah, a fun circuit to drive though. Done a little bit of racing around here, but other than that, don't know too much about it. Just know that it's got a lot of historical significance, especially in American motorsport. Part of the DLC pack as well, for the American track pack. As we have a look, so I suspect I'm going to see, considering the number of cars we have in the field. Oh, Heather Russell, Paul is my little brother. There you go. We have confirmation. Well, good for you watching, Heather, as well. That's very nice of you, cheering your little brother on. I love it. And here we go. So this is what they've referred to as the outer loop, which is I don't know, not really the most inventive name. And lost connection to RaceOnOz server. I wonder if we're having some server issues. Yeah, we're getting out of here. All right, I will just put this screen back on. I will be back very shortly. So just had confirmation, just looking in the Discord chat. Server will be restarting in 2 to 3 minutes, so we'll advance through the sessions and do a manual start. So just sit tight with us, folks. Just having some technical difficulties, as is sometimes the case in online racing, but we should have action on the track shortly, so sit tight. Shouldn't be too far away. Bring you the action as soon as we get back. All right, everyone. We seem to be. Seems like we are back. Give you a quick look at what I'm looking at right now. So it looks like there's a 10-minute practice, and the track has changed to fast. So we'll just have to bear with us for now. Here we go. And that means I need to reset that as well. So, yeah, I don't know if the practice is going to be fast forwarded. I don't see... hang on a moment. Yeah, so server is up. Please rejoin. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait for everyone to rejoin. As you can see, there's going to be a little bit of a wait on that. 8 minutes looks like a little bit of a practice session. So what I'll do is I'll just bring you the pictures from here while I get myself sorted out. I'll stop talking for a moment, but I'll keep bringing you the pictures, and hopefully 8 minutes away, we'll get this one started.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Alright, well, I'm ready to go from my end here. Let me... Alright, cool. Alright, so I don't think there's really... there's one car out there right now, and that's Paul Russell. There he is. Forwarding to next session. Alright, there we go. We don't need to wait. That's fantastic. Call out the drivers and chat in voice. So James Pierre Reid, he looks like he's all over it. I think they have to just get themselves all set and organised from their end in the voice chat, so things can flow nice and smoothly. I'll keep the pictures coming though. I don't see anything in the chat. No, so it looks like we're relatively all systems go here. I think we're just going to wait for them to get it sorted, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be back up and racing very shortly. Here we go. Hopefully we don't have to wait the 3 minutes. We might just have to though, perhaps. We've waited this long. 3 more minutes aren't really going to have much of an issue. Alright, cool. So, just reviewing the grid. Oh, I don't have I don't have what it was. Let me just see if it was in the chat. I think it was. Here we go. Where was so? It was Sean Madison was in P1. Philippa Bakita in P2. Andy O'Hara was third. Mitch Hobbs was fourth. And then you had Gallo, Frost, Clayton, Hemi, Bateman, Hayes, and Dennis in P10. There was 26 qualifiers in total. 28, actually. So we might even... there was a question about can those who haven't qualified join, perhaps. We might get a couple of stragglers. Track conditions right now, back to optimum. Air temperature is 28 degrees. Track is 36. I think some parts of America would love 28 degrees like right now. That might be a bit cool for them. Sweltering conditions over there. And Europe recently, affecting racing around the world. But hopefully we're only 90 seconds away from going back to the forming up on the warm-up lap. And then getting this one started. Round 7. Three more to go after this one. And yeah, looking forward to this last round. Sorry, Philippa Bakita and Rowdy Clayton had an absolutely cracking battle between them. We saw plenty of fights throughout the field. We even saw a little bit of contact and a few little incidents on the opening lap. We do try to call it like we see it, so sometimes can get a little bit carried away in the moment. You might refer to something as one thing and, that's just what it was in the moment. We don't always get the full picture either. So anything that is sort of said on the stream, it's, we call it like we see it. There's nothing intentional behind anything that we say. It's sort of nothing malicious, no malicious intentions and whatnot. We do get it wrong sometimes as well. So try our best to get it right all the time, but it's kind of the deal with being a human being. You get stuff wrong.
10 seconds.
Here we go. So 10 seconds. And hopefully this warm-up lap kicks off and we have no more dramas. And they'll have to get themselves all sorted out now. So this is going to take a lot of coordination. Here we go. I think they're going to call them out name by name. There goes Sean Madison. Andy O'Hara just pulls out. There's Philippa Bakita. Mitch Hobbs in there. Bruno Gallo. Here comes Matt Frost. I'm starting to get used to the names. There's Rowdy Clayton coming up in the BMW. I think that's Hemi Bateman behind him. Rowdy. Alright, so they're going to have to get themselves all sorted out. They should complete the warm-up lap Where's James Pierre Reid? Where are you on my timing screen, James Pierre Reid? There he is. There he is on the screen. Paul Russell. Off he goes. Alright, so they're just going to get themselves sorted out. And then they will be making their way around. Here's Nando. And that very, very nice looking livery of his. Seems to have a new one every week, actually. So perhaps a bit of a livery expert, maybe. Not too sure. But yeah, that Mercedes looking very nice. And they're all gonna wait here. So this is where they are, as you can see, down there. Just waiting. A lot of coordination needed from this. A lot of cooperation as well. But this is all just the, this is sort of what you deal with in terms of online racing. This is just the, half of the course. There they are, all waiting. And then they'll start the warm-up lap and then we'll go racing after this. So, very nicely done by everyone. Look at that. It's a pretty expensive traffic jam, isn't it? There they all are. So let's get back to... Is anyone else back on the grid still? I think that's about it for now. Yep. I think Robert Fluke, he was the last one. So... Here we go. Well done to everyone. That was really good. That was really, really well done. I'm very impressed with that. To get 29 people, get it all organised. That is, yeah, really good stuff from everyone, all involved. There we go. So they will be making their way around the track. We're going to get this one started very, very shortly. Where are you going, Carlos Dominiak? Not too sure. There's James Pierre Reid, but I think maybe Dominiak was just sorting out his position, possibly. But it was this man here, Sean Madison. Absolute lightning time in qualifying in the 43s. So track conditions, they are optimum. Air temperature is 28 degrees. The track is 36. Crunch in the chat. Very good little kids all getting in line. Give them all a gold star. Give them a star sticker. I remember used to get them in school. Oh, they're already side by side. We're only at turn 8 now. Just getting themselves sorted out early here. As they all filter through. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. There we go. There's a better view. So that the heartbeat will just be rising a little bit more now. Just getting that last bit of, just getting into that zone of concentration. Have that nervous feeling. Maybe the butterflies, or maybe that's just me. And these guys are that good that they don't even feel it. And ladies, guys and ladies. All right, here we go. They're coming around turn 11 now. Once they hit that line, we are going to go racing. So it's Madison and Bakita on the front row. O'Hara and Hobbs follow. Bruno Gallo and Matt Frost. A little bit out of position there, but that'll do. Here we go. Let's go racing. Round 7 is underway. Looks like Sean Madison got a really good job there. Bakita's going to filter in there nicely. Andy O'Hara going up the inside. Bruno Gallo in there as well. Everyone seems to have managed to get their way through. No lap 1, no turn 1 incidents. Paul Russell's going to have a nice little go here. He's got James Pierre Reid there for company. But at the front, it's already Sean Madison pulling away from Philippa Bakita. Andy O'Hara, he's already made up a spot. He's in front of Mitch Hobbs. Bruno Gallo, he's going to have a little bit of a go here as they go into the inner loop for the first time tonight. Will we see any issues coming through there? Oh, looks like Rowdy Clayton has already had a bit of an issue, judging by the front of that BMW right now. So plenty of orange dots coming up in terms of incidents, but I'm not too sure. I'll get back to that in one moment. But where's 40? What happened to him? Let's see if we can see what happened. So he's just cruising around at the back. That's Nando Latenzio, and I think all the action was happening up there ahead. So not too sure what happened to him, but the battle at the front. This is Sean Madison, Philippa Bakita leading 1-2. Andy O'Hara in P3. Mitch Hobbs in 4th. Bruno Gallo in P5. Mitch Hayes, Daniel Hemi Bateman, Rowdy Clayton, Art Vanderlei and Paul Russell. They've all made a good start. I think something might have happened to Harley Scotland. He's got Nando Latenzio behind him. Looks like he's going all right again. So let's get to the battle at the front. Sean Madison, is he going to just pull away here, trying to break the toe a little bit from Bakita as he goes up the main straight into turn 1 for the second time this evening. Got a few stragglers at the back. What about Rowdy Clayton? He's in the pit, so that's one of the big names already in the pits. Not a great start from him, and that's Aiden Rice, I believe, in there as well. So back to the battle at the front. Madison, Bakita, O'Hara, Hobbs and Gallo. Looks like this trio, just a nice little breakaway pack right now though. These three separating themselves from the rest of them. There's Hobbs and there's Gallo. So nice and tight at the front here. It's going to be a case of Madison just setting the pace, ease into it, and he's got two extremely quick drivers behind him in Bakita and O'Hara. We know their pedigree, we know Madison's pedigree as well. We are in for a cracking battle by the looks of things in the opening minutes of this one. Just having a look further back in the pack. Hemi Bateman. Looks like he's making some ground right now. Don't want to move away from here. Andy O'Hara. Looks like he is sizing up Bakita. This is going to be great to watch. Go through turn 1. There's a bump on the apex of turn 1 there that can catch people out sometimes. Didn't see anyone in practice. Number of cars in the pits, there's 2. Anthony Cesana, James Pierre Reid, Stephen Haycock and Matt Frost are all in the pits right now. We're on board with Andy O'Hara right now. That's Mitch Hobbs in the background. Oh, that's a lap car. That's number 56. Not too sure who that belongs to. The Bentley. Or if it was 76. Not too sure. But he manages to get past him. Hemi Bateman. He's all over the back of Mitch Hayes right now. There's this little scrap that's brewing for P6 and P7. But at the front here, this is where the battle is. P1, 2, 3. I think that's Rowdy Clayton just up ahead. I think it is. This is going to be very interesting. I have no doubt he'll let them through, but this will be a very foreign feeling for him. Potentially going a lap down on the opening lap. That is not what he would have been expecting this evening. As the top 3 all steaming through. Beginning another lap of the Watkins Glen circuit. Just having a look at some of the risers and fallers. So up, saying, so that's not going to work. Sorry, that is not accurate because it's not indicative of the qualifying position. So that sort of puts that null and void. 623, James Mack. He's had an off somewhere. Let's check this out on the replay. I think that's turn 10. No, maybe just picked it up a little bit too late. My apologies. We've got Dominiak. He's had an off somewhere as well. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he's going up the inside of 141. That's Harley Scotland. Said that he made contact there, but we're back live. Not too sure what that was about. But back at the front, it's still the top three. They've managed to clear Rowdy. So I'm sure he would not be particularly happy about that, but that's just what he had to do. He had the incident on lap 1, plenty of damage to repair. Not too much though, because he was in and out relatively quickly. They got James Pierre Reid just up ahead of them as well, so he has made a pit stop. As you can see, Clayton, Rice, Proethios, Cesana and Reid, they've all made one stop already. That was unscheduled. And there's Pierre Reid getting out of the way of the top three, just charging through. And he's getting right out of the way. So nice work from James Pierre Reid there. Let's see what lap times. Do a quick comparison here. That last lap, 144.2 to Sean Madison, 144.267. So almost identical times, in fact, between Madison and Bakita. Lapping very, very similarly. Andy O'Hara hanging in there as well as they come through the inner loop. One of the trickiest parts, if not the trickiest part of the circuit. These three just settling into a nice rhythm now. Andy O'Hara, 144 flat versus the 144.2 to Philippa. Bruno Gallo, he might have had a bit of an excursion here. Let's have a quick look. Oh, through the inner loop. No. Let me just fix up that replay timing. Hopefully we can get some better pictures from now on the replay. Back out in front, sort of space themselves out nicely now, so it might just be a patience game for the time being between these three. Nice quick pace though. Back to the race gaps. Alright. But anyway, it is Sean Madison leading from Philippa Bakita, Andrew O'Hara in P3, Mitch Hobbs, Hayes, Heavy Bateman, Vanderlei, Paul Russell, Bruno Gallo and Peter Wall. That's your top 10 right now, but the battle is here at the front between these three as they go through the inner loop again. Closest three cars on the track. Aaron Dennis down in P11. He's tucked in behind Peter Wall. Might have a quick flick over to that shortly. The gap is extended out a little bit. What about Robert Fluke? He's down there in 14th and 15th. Here we go. Might be putting a move on. Yes, he is. That's on Mark Hurley. Coming up to the inner loop. And the Lamborghini scoots through. So nice move there from Robert Fluke. That was no fluke. Nice pass. But back to the three at the front. Closest cars on track. Can throw a blanket over him. Aaron Dennis. What's going on, Aaron Dennis? What happened? Let's have a look. Oh, where'd he go? So he's just gone straight off. That is not good for him. Back to live action, back at the front. So these three have created a pretty decent gap between themselves and P4, which belongs to this man, Mitch Hobbs. And then Mitch Hayes, he's a bit further back. He's 8.3 seconds back. So the top three have really just excused themselves from the rest of the group and said, we're going to have a little bit of a private battle out here. And Andy O'Hara looking to go around the outside of Bakita into the inner loop. Oh, that would have been an extremely brave man to do that. Bakita manages to fend him off. Having a look at the last lap, a 144.2 to Bakita, a 144 flat for Andrew O'Hara. So he's definitely got some pace in that BMW his. But right now it's Sean Madison leading the way. Not by a lot though, so he's certainly not walking away with it at this stage. We've gone almost 12 full minutes. And this has been a good one so far. Just having a little scan through the field as well. Daniel Hemi Bateman. He's trying to put the move on Mitch Hayes here. This is for P5 and 6. They're going to go down into turn 8, which is heel. Getting very willing right there. Can't quite pull that move off. Oh, he does run a little bit wide there, Hayes. But no pass done. Carlos Dominiak, what's going on with you again? Oh, that's damaged. Oh, no, that's the inner loop. And bang, in the wall. That's a big one, too. That is going to be a fair bit of damage there to be repaired. He will have to visit the pit lane for that one. So that inner loop has already caught one driver out tonight. Will that be the only one? We'll have to wait and see. But this is the front group here. Madison, Bakita, O'Hara. Oh, what happened between these two here? They made a little bit of contact potentially. No. Nice little scrap going on down here. This is Simeon Cocco. He's got Harley Scotland in front of him and John Drum. They're down there battling it out for 15th, 16th and 17th. Field of 27 cars right now. But back to the front here. This is where the action is. Fastest lap of the race belongs to O'Hara, a 144 flat. So he's definitely got pace. On that last lap, Bakita was a 144.8 compared to a 144.7 on O'Hara. Sean Madison, a 144.78. So the pace at the front is extremely hot. And they're all lapping at similar times as well. 44.7s. As they cross the line. We have almost gone a quarter race distance. Can you believe that? Absolutely flying by. 60 minutes in total. Have a look at Hemi Bateman here, because he's going to come through turn 11. I reckon he might try and put a move on Hayes here going into turn 1. This could be a little bit tricky. Pulls out of the draft, thinks better of it. They've got James Pierre-Reid just up ahead of them, but he is a lap down after that very, very early pit stop. As they continue on their battle, they're going to go up through the S's. Here we go. Can he get a nice little run here? Tuck into the draft of the McLaren. Can be a double-sided coin though. A two-sided coin, sorry, with that Pierre-Reid doing his best to get out of the way there. Almost becoming unstuck doing so. But nice driving from him. Might have to do that a little bit tonight, being a lap down. But here's Hemi Bateman. He looks pretty eager to get past Hayes. Nice little scrap. We'll get back to the front though, because O'Hara's closed up right on Bakita now. So he's piling the pressure on her. And she's doing the same to Shaw Madison. So these three, the pace is still hot. Oh, and you wouldn't believe it, but Hemi Bateman's managed to get past Hayes. I think they might have made a little bit of contact. Can't see anything from it there. Art Vanderlei going to try and get him a little piece of the action here. It's a good little three-way battle. Paul Russell, Bruno Gallo, who dropped back in the early stages of this one. The flames belching from the McLaren there of Mitch Hayes as well. That Honda of Art Vanderlei chasing him down as they go through turn 11. Haven't seen anyone come up and stuck there yet. Here's Vanderlei looking to send it down the inside into turn 1. Can he pull it up under brakes? No. So Hayes just gets the better of that little scrap. That allows Hemi Bateman though to just move on forward. He can pull away from these two and just resume his race. As we get back to the group at the front, this is Bakita. So still chasing down Madison. Looks like they've opened up a little bit more of a gap to O'Hara, so potentially might have made a little mistake there, or might have been some lap traffic potentially, not too sure, but he has dropped back a little bit further. But Bakita is putting all kinds of pressure on Shaw Madison right now. This is going to be quite the test. Car 77, he gets a stop-go penalty, 30 seconds. Speeding of the pit lane, that is Carlos Dominiak. He's down in P21 right now. So his race is not going to get any better yet. He's going to have to work his way back up. But we're with Bakita, looking at the rear of Shaw Madison's Honda. Oh, at turn 10, so that is a spot where you can come undone. Running it nice and close to the wall, using every inch of the circuit. Blue flags waving for that Lamborghini. That belongs to Anthony Cesana. And Bakita really pushing. Let's have a look at some of the lap times. A 44.8 to Shaw Madison, a 45 flat to Bakita, so a little bit down. And what did Andy O'Hara do on that one? A 45 flat to Bakita and a 45.3 to Andy, so 3/10 slower on that lap. Not too sure what happened to him as Bakita continues to throw that McLaren through the inner loop there. That is the fastest way through there though, through that chicane complex. And who am I to judge? He's a phenomenal driver. All these top three especially, certainly the cream of the crop, and proving just that. They're in their own little three-way battle as we approach a third race distance, so we're almost 20 minutes into this one. Just having a look down the field there. Art Vanderlei, he continues to battle it out with Mitch Hayes. So in that Honda. Might just switch over, have a quick look at that. Here he is, chasing down that baby blue McLaren. Now Bruno Gallo, the new addition to the trusted drivers panel. He's looking to get himself a piece of the action, and so is Paul Russell. They're down in 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Mitch Hobbs just slowing down a little bit. Oh, he runs wide there. Mitch Hayes. Does that open it up for Art Vanderlei? Trying to think of a Seinfeld reference or pun I can use, but nothing coming to mind. There's no brown golfs in here, so can't really do anything like with that. Let's have a look at Bruno Gallo. Just letting Art Vanderlei know that he's there. We'll go through turn 1, using all the curb on the exit. Let's see what the Honda's got versus the McLaren as they go up through the S's, flat out part of the circuit. We'll pick up into 6th gear now. There it is. Tucks into the draft. Going to have to pull out onto the marbles though, so that might affect his braking coming into here. Pulls out of it there very wisely, I would say. And here's the scrap from the air. In the meantime, Andy O'Hara still the fastest car. gets a lap around the circuit, a 144 flat. He's just 4/10 behind Philippa Bakita, who has fallen a little bit further back from Sean Madison. So she was right up, tucked under that rear wing for a little while there, but seems to have just dropped back ever so slightly. This one's still completely up for grabs. Have to start thinking about possible pit stops here. That might form part of the strategy. Andy O'Hara's probably in the box seat here. He can sort of just bide his time. We'll see which one of these three are going to blink first. In the meantime, let's get back to that little scrap we're looking at before with Hayes, Vanderlei, and Gallo. Paul Russell hoping to put his name in the ring there as well. It's Gallo running quite wide there at 10. Now through 11 onto the main straight. Here we go. Honda McLaren. Art Vanderlei, he's the cork in the bottle right now. And the Porsche wants to join the party. So while these three continue to scrap it out, Paul Russell will just inch ever closer. And O'Hara is looking to make a move on Bakita. So that was down the chute into turn 6 out of the outer loop. He's all over the back of it now. So he's made up a ton of ground there. Maybe Bakita had a little bit of trouble through that inner loop. We saw her throwing that McLaren around through there, potentially unsettling it. Just that's pure speculation at this stage. And that'll be music to the ears of Sean Madison, though. He'll love that. He'll say, "All right, you two can go at it, and I'll just skip away here." But Bakita was involved with a great scrap with Rowdy Clayton at Suzuka. And now she finds herself in another one with a race winner and the pole sitter from Suzuka, Andy O'Hara, as he tucks into the draft there, the big BMW under the rear wing of the McLaren belonging to Bakita. All the while, Sean Madison, he continues. He's got a 2-second gap now. Quickly have a look at Art Vanderlei making the move on Hayes. He gets it done. Gallo's going to come through. So is Paul Russell. He wants to try and get a spot here, and he's been absolutely swamped, Mitch Hayes. So he's just had to pull right out of that. Let's have a quick look and see how that sort of all came about. Here it is. Vanderlei snuck through. Then Gallo's going to go around the outside, and Russell gets his piece of the pie too. So Mitch Hayes, in the blink of an eye, loses 3 spots. That is not a great result for him. Now, Paul Russell, though, I wonder if he's going to fancy himself against the McLaren of Bruno Gallo, or they might just want to settle things down as Mitch Hayes makes his way into the pits. Wouldn't be surprised to see some stops starting to form very, very shortly. Usually that 25-minute mark is when we normally see stops occur. Andy O'Hara, though, fastest lap, a 144 flat. That was done some time ago. Wouldn't mind checking out Paul Russell right now in the Porsche. Here he is. He's got the McLaren of Bruno Gallo in front of him as they go down the hill through turn 7, sorry, that's toe. Followed by another right-hander of turn 8, heel. Porsche was expected to be quite strong around here, as was the Audi. Honda proving to be quite the weapon too. Audis though in P4 and P5, P9 as well. So here goes Gallo now. I think he qualified about P5 from memory. And he can't get that move done. He can't get a move done into turn 1. I'll tell you what, they want to watch those the exit there of turn 1. Running it pretty wide. Don't want to see a lap invalidation penalty towards the back end of this one. Here we go. Here's Gallo. He's got a nice run here on Vanderlei. They're going to go side by side into the inner loop. And Gallo does it better. Under brakes. Can he pull it up? Yes, he can. He's going to have to continue to fight, though. Art Vanderlei's not going to give it up. And nice move. That was full commitment from Gallo. Let's have another look at that. That was a great move. Look at that. Under brakes. Pulled it up just in time. Ran a little bit deep. Was able to regather and continue on his way. So great driving there from Bruno Gallo, one of the trusted driver panel members as of a couple of weeks ago. So we're back to live action. Battle at the front, though, has not necessarily cooled down. It's certainly not gotten any hotter. That's for sure. It's still 2 seconds between Bakita and Madison. O'Hara, though, he continues to crawl all over the back of the rear wing of that McLaren as they're filtering through turn 1. The 90 is what they refer to it as. Ali in the chat thought that was a pretty good move by Gallo. And here we go. We're going to see a repeat here. Here's O'Hara. Looks like he had a good run up through the S's. Tucked it right under that rear wing. Has a look. Oh, not quite enough. That was a good run, though. He had a decent look at that. Great driving by both drivers there. So absolutely top-notch quality, as you would expect from two drivers the caliber of Bakita and O'Hara. Making their way out of the chute. And they'll continue on. So Hobbs, he's 2.5 seconds away. So he's just opening up a nice little gap here. Bit of breathing room. And we'll probably start to see, we should start seeing pit stops. You would have to assume shortly. Crunch like the driving as well. Wonder how that goes if Bruno Gallo's up for a incident's being investigated. Does he investigate himself, or I'm sure he wouldn't. I'm sure it would be others on the panel who would do that for him. And O'Hara just dropped a little bit further back there. So maybe just that effort that he gave last time maybe took a little bit out of him, perhaps. Just having to regather. Let's have a look. Lap times. A 1:45.3 on the last one. A 1:45.497 to O'Hara. So a little bit slower than Bakita on that last one. Meanwhile, a 45.2 from Sean Madison. So he's absolutely flying right now. So they go up that back straight again. And no attempt this time around from Andy O'Hara. Which makes you think this is going to be a game of strategy now between these three at the front. They've got some lap traffic in front of them. Gets out of the way. Scanning down the field, don't really see any other close battles. This is Mitch Hobbs, he decides to pit. He's currently sitting P3 in the championship as well in the overall standings, so he is in contention, trying to get a decent haul of points. Just having a look at where our championship leader is for silver. I think I saw this guy here, Herbertron. I think that might have just been slowing down for some faster cars coming through. So lap traffic starting to play a little bit of a part here. There's the gap between O'Hara and Bakita. They're about a second and a half behind Sean Madison. Poor Russell, though. We saw him with Bruno Gallo earlier. This is what the situation looks like with him and Art Vanderlei. They've got Peter Wall behind them. As pit stops starting to filter in now, so you can see quite a few cars in the pits at the moment. And as we say that, here we go. So Vanderlei and Russell, they're going to make their scheduled stop, the one and only. and they will continue on after that. So it really does come down now to which one of these three is going to blink first. Or will they all blink at the same time, perhaps? Just doing a quick little check for the AM Championship. So James Mack, he's leading that right now. He's down in P21. So he's doing all right. His closest rival's Mark Hurley, and he's up there in P18 just on his outlap. Stephen Haycock, he's come into the pits. That's why he had the little yellow button next to him, so I'll get away from him again. But yeah, just scanning down the field. Can't see too many close battles right now. Oh my God. Here we go, all three in at once. This is the top three here. They've all decided just to tick over halfway, and they're done. Did Hobbs pick twice? I'm not too sure. Potentially. And this is going to be the pressure on to get the stop right. Ahara stops, no dramas. So does Madison. Now Bakita. Let's have a look. So pit stops have been averaging around about the 60-odd second mark. Possibly for a good one. They're all in there. In the meantime, Hemi Bateman, link away he goes. And I believe then, oh no, Gallo's in there as well. Wall, he's coming in. So everyone's coming into the pits. Bakita still stationary. Ahara still stationary. Madison as well. So it looks like Madison is getting out. Oh, and look at that. So what has happened there? I think, so Madison, he had a longer stop, so 70 seconds. That's cost him time. Ahara had 64.8 and Philippa Bakita 65. So it looks like now that Bakita has managed to jump Ahara, keep in front of Ahara. They've both jumped Madison, so he had an extra 5 seconds in the pit stop there. So obviously something has not gone the way that he needed it to, and it's cost him dearly. 5 seconds slower, in fact, than this lady right here, Philippa Bakita. She's currently our net race leader. Andrew O'Hara in P2. And now Sean Madison has got it all to do. He was faultless. Absolutely faultless up until the pit stops. Come the pit stops, it's a different kind of pressure. And unfortunately for him, it has not worked out. Just having a look here. So Peter Wall is our current race leader. Let's give him a bit of shine. Good on you, Peter. His last lap was a 147.9. His best is a 146.5. That was huge. That's a really big turning point in this race, because now Sean Madison has got it all to do. As we just step away from our race leader, we've got a nice scrap here between Gallo, Russell, and I think Hemi Bateman as well. Art Vanderlei too, in that very nicely presented Honda. Very old school livery, the Castrol livery. These guys are down in 7th, 8th and 9th. As Peter Wall and Robert Fluke, they pit out of the race lead. And Bakita, O'Hara and Madison replace them. And in the meantime, look at this group of cars right here, being led by Mitch Hayes, Gallo, Russell. Having a nice old look at that, the rear of that McLaren belonging to Bruno Gallo. Hemi Bateman, one of the silver class contenders. He's doing a nice job. But this has been good. We've got 25 minutes remaining, so 35 are gone, 25 are left. Just over halfway. Robert Fluke, he's in there as well, and these guys will rectify themselves on the timing board. Now O'Hara, he's not battling for P2 now. He's battling for P1. He won last time out in Suzuka, and he's got the job to get past Philippa Bakita, and that is no easy task by any stretch of the imagination. He's going to have his hands full with her. She's not going to give that up at all. And then this man here, Sean Madison, that's the gap. That's the visual gap that you can see. That's what about 3.8 seconds looks like. And Bruno Gallo closing up right under the rear wing of his fellow McLaren driver, of Mitch Hayes. Filter all through. So these guys have been together for a little while now in this race. Gallo just sticking the nose out, letting him know he's here. Don't want to step away too long from this. O'Hara and Nikita. Yeah, Sean Madison would love to a penny for his thoughts. Here we go. Here's Andy O'Hara having a look at the inner loop. Whoa. I reckon he fancies himself through there. We saw Nikita have some issues in practice. She spun around. I don't think it was through that inner loop area though. So lots of pressure. Maybe just creating the pressure, trying to force a mistake. But that would be a pretty tough job. The driver of the caliber of Philip Nikita. It's no easy feat. But yeah, Sean Madison, 5 seconds slower on the pit stop, has cost him the lead. In the meantime, this little scrap going on here. Vanderlei, Russell, Hemi Bateman, Bruno Gallo is up there. So is Hayes and Vanderlei. Oh, they're going to go side by side in the inner loop. Oh. I did point that out earlier, and I thought that might be a hot spot in this race. Hasn't proved to be too hot yet. Still got 22 odd minutes to go though. What about Mitch Hobbs down there in 13th? Currently P3 in the overall championship. So he's got Rowdy Clayton, who had that incident in the opening moments of this one that's really dropped him back. That's a change of positions actually. So Hobbs up into 12th. Clayton down into 13th. And back to the front here. That's what it looks like. So no change in position this time through the inner loop. What about these guys? This is Gallo now. Can he get a nice run on Hayes? This is a McLaren v McLaren. Pulls out of the draft. No, not quite enough there for him. Going into turn 1. As I mentioned, there's a big bump right in the middle on the apex of turn 1. So can be people unstuck. Hemi Bateman's come unstuck somewhere. What happened, Hemi? Oh, he's gone around. Bang! That's a big hit too. That is, that's not going to be enjoyable to drive. Maybe go on board and see how the steering rack is looking. Oh, that's definitely looks nice to drive. He's down there in 8th spot right now. And I think Gallo is managing to get past. He's in the process of getting past Hayes. So he's moving himself up into P4. Have a quick look how that came to be. I think I'm just seeing right at the end of it there. So just where I did pick it up. So apologies for that. Didn't get on the trigger quick enough. But this has been good. There's been some great racing tonight. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. It was on time tonight, which I was quite proud of, I'm not going to lie. Hope the sound has been good. I haven't heard any complaints. It's Russell. He's not complaining. Oh, no, he runs a little bit wide there. That was out of 9, so he was trying to get past Vanderlei. Just try and catch what happened there. Well, Vanderlei was taking the position from him, sorry. That's not a very good camera angle. Oh, he just ran a little bit wide, got on the grass and just scraped the wall. So he had his sister in the chat earlier Oh no, Andy O'Hara. What is going on, Andy? That is not good. What, is that a disconnection issue? I think it might be. Oh no, disaster. Disaster for Andy O'Hara. He is out. Yeah, I think he's gone. Oh no, Bakita in the lead. Madison, I think he's gone. He's gone. Andy O'Hara is out. That is a disconnection. Oh, that is absolutely shattering for him. Everyone moves up a spot. My timing screen just went all green. Because Andy O'Hara, he was in P2. He was chasing down this young lady here, Philippa Bakita. And now she has Sean Madison just a little bit further up as James Pierre-Reid just scraped the wall out of turn 11. But that's huge. Last round's race winner. He is not going to be finishing or even coming close to winning tonight. Oh no. So just as we get in real racing, in sim racing, you can get a mechanical failure. So that could be something like an internet connection issue, a computer issue, someone maybe even losing power to the house. I don't know, but whatever it is, Andy O'Hara has been robbed of the chance to contend for race victory. In the meantime though, one man's loss is another man's gain. That means this man here, Bruno Gallo, he had a rough start to the race, but he finds himself in P3. And that is manna from heaven for him. That's persistence overcoming resistance right there. He finds himself in P3. Hayes in 4th and Russell in 5th. So Russell, he's done a great job tonight as Robert Flynn, he gets past Hemi Bateman, who's in the pit. So I think he'll be in there for a little while. Oh, that's shattering. How would you feel? Well, I know how it feels. It has happened to me before, but not at any kind of level anywhere near what this is. But yeah, being disconnected, that's just brutal. You got to feel for him. It's all the time. It's all the practice that you put in as well, right? You know, you're tinkering with your setup, get all set for the night, and through absolutely no fault of your own, you're out. So that's some real bad luck for Andy O'Hara. And I think for us as well, from a selfish point of view, I was looking forward to him and Bakita fighting it out to the end. Whereas now Bakita's got a pretty good gap, 3.6 seconds in fact, to Madison. But we're watching Paul Russell. He's taking on Mitch Hayes. So Paul Russell, he's got a top 5 next to his name right now. That sounds pretty good. I'm sure he wouldn't mind top 4. He would prefer top 4 in fact, I'd have to assume. Last lap around, Mitch Hayes with a 46.6. 46.3 from Paul Russell. I think that might just change again. Yeah, there it does. 46.4, so he's got the pace right now, Paul. He's got P4 in his sights. And I dare say, we've still got a quarter of an hour to go. 6.23 gets a drive-through. 6.23, that is James Mack. So speeding in the pit lane, the AM Championship leader. He's down there in 24th, just completed his stop. And he picks up the stop-go penalty, so that's going to be no good for him. Art Vanderlei. That Honda rapidly closing in on the rear of the Porsche as they go through the inner loop. Crunch giving us an update. He thinks that Hemi Bateman was leading the silver class until he shunt, so no good for him. And thank you for Crunch for keeping us up to date. Have a look at Paul Russell. Just a little bit of contact, gets out on the marbles now. This is going to open it up for Art Vanderlei. Mitch Hayes is able to continue on. Russell now going to have to fight back for that position, and he gets it. So Vanderlei thought he might have been through just then. He's going to have to tuck under the rear wing of that Porsche and continue his fight. So the last 15 minutes of this one looks like it's going to be action-packed. Vanderlei ever so close. So just have a quick look at the front though. We'll do that in a moment. I don't want to take away from this action behind us. The gap is 3.7 seconds between Bakita and Madison. right now. We might just do a little bit of a lap time comparison very, very shortly. Wouldn't mind just following this through to turn 1 though. We've seen a little bit of action down there as he gets a nice run out of there. So Paul Russell, his sister in the chat, cheering him on. Not close enough there to launch an attack. But this young lady here, Philippa Bakita, in the lead. Let's compare her to Sean Madison. So the last lap around at 1:44.4 to Madison at 1:44.3 to Bakita. So she's got some pace right now, and Madison has it all to do. Lost that position, lost the lead of the race in the pit stop, dropped down to P3. But then unfortunately, Andy O'Hara had some technical difficulties and he dropped out. Saw his car stricken on the side of the road, shattering for him. We're getting set for a cracking finish to this one, which is round 7 of the Race on Oz PC Monday Night League. But I have to say, this has been a great battle between Hayes, Russell and Vanderlei. They've been all over it. What about you, Joe Drum? What are you doing? Are you just going a little bit slow? Has he had a little bit of an incident there? Let's have a quick look. I reckon he might have come unstuck here through the inner loop. Just turns it around. Oh, I think that's Mitch Hobbs. Just had to take evasive action. Oh, that was close. That could have been race ending for both of them at this stage of the race. But back to this scrap for 5th, 6th and 7th. Sorry, 4th, 5th and 6th. Sorry, my mistake. Russell all over the back of the McLaren belonging to Mitch Hayes. He's probably thinking, hey, I'm in a McLaren. Bruno Galli's in a McLaren. He's in 3rd. Maybe I can get to 3rd as well. As we see that Honda just rearing its head up in the rear view mirror of Paul Russell. They go through turn 2, up through the S's, flat out part of the circuit. Sparks flying from the back of the McLaren belonging to Hayes. Flat out part, you can see he's in 5th gear, over 240 clicks. Here's Vanderlei in the Honda though. He's a little bit faster. They're going to go side by side into the inner loop. He brakes a little bit earlier, rightfully so. That would have spelt disaster for him. And Russell manages to hold on to that position. He's going to fight all the way to the end for this one. He's going to try and keep up with Hayes, but I think the battle might be coming from behind. In the meantime though, Bruno Gallo, he's just cruising in P3. He's a long way off Madison and Bakita. 47 seconds, in fact, is the difference between him and the front two. 3.8 seconds, though, so a lot closer between our pole sitter, Madison, and who started on the front row with him, Philippa Bakita. She is currently leading this one. If she can hold on for another 11 minutes and 20 seconds, she will take race victory. Well, that's an eternity in racing sometimes. Let's see how it all pans out. In the meantime, though, Vanderlei just rearing up again at the rear of that Porsche belonging to Paul Russell. They come down through turn 10 again. Don't run too wide there. And then through turn 11. Hasn't caught anyone undone tonight. So, thankfully so. Saw that happen a few times yesterday morning. Had some absolute dogfights towards the end. Some sprints to the line. We'll see if we're lucky enough to get that this evening. Vanderlei runs a little bit wide. Russell will just be hoping he can shake the Honda. So we go on board with him again. And here goes the Honda. Has the legs. Take 2. And pulls out early again. Ooh, trying to make up a little bit of ground there, Vanderlei. Might just have to reassess his strategy perhaps at that part of the circuit as they go out of the outer loop into the chute, which is turn 6. But these are the closest two cars. Just having a look down. Where's my man Nando Latanzio? He is our Silver Championship leader. How is he going right now? He's going quite well. 8th, in fact. So a nice race from him. Hemi Bateman, who we did see have that incident not that long ago, his closest championship rivals down in P16, and Peter Wall up there in 11th. So they're on identical points, Hemi Bateman and Peter Wall. So it looks like we're going to have a change in the championship positions there between Peter Wall and Hemi Bateman. It'll be outright P2 and P3. And this man, Nando Latenzio, with the American-inspired livery, he will continue to lead that championship. He's on 171 points, 10 points clear of Hemi Bateman and Peter Wall. Paddy Oliver, I don't think I've called his name this evening, so he doesn't seem to be around. James Mack, where are you, James Mack? Down in P24. He's got Rowdy Clayton just up ahead of him. That is not for position. But James Mack, he's the leader of the AM division. Oh, what happened, James Pierre Reid, sorry. Oh, I think he's just slowing down, letting cars pass. So some nice driving from him. But getting back to James Mack, he's our AM championship leader on 196 points. He's down there in P24. Mark Hurley was his closest championship protagonist. He finds himself up here in P15. So he's doing a nice job. I think he's otherwise known as Metal Steel in console. Called plenty of his races before, but he's doing a sterling job there. And then Herb Atron, where are you? You're P17. So that AM championship battle taking shape right now. But back to what we were looking at earlier. Paul Russell, less than half a second behind Mitch Hayes. These three continue to battle it out. The gap at front, though, has widened. So Bakita's got 4.6 seconds the gap between her and Sean Madison, who is the owner of the fastest lap time, a 1:43.9. That is absolutely blistering in qualifying, let alone in race trim. He's absolutely flying, but he's got a fair bit of a gap to make up to Bakita, who's occupying P1 right now. So she's about 7 minutes and change away from taking victory, while Paul Russell, he's a lot closer than that from taking away the position from Mitch Hayes. Can't quite get it done, and Vanderlei will tuck in again. So we've seen this already a couple of times, as he will start to close in on the back of the Porsche. Let's see if that's the case this time around. You can hear the revs driving up in the top of the 5th gear range. Goes into 6th and just doesn't quite have enough. Doesn't get a real good run out of there. Sparks flying from the rear of that Porsche belonging to Paul Russell. He's all over the back of Mitch Hayes. As we can see here, looking back from the McLaren. And Russell in that absolutely delightful Monster Energy livery. Get a better angle on it than that. So he's got to watch it from behind as well, as we're closing in. Final 6 minutes of this one. Oh, Russell sends it up the inside of turn 8. I think he's going to get it done. Yes, he is. There's a little bit of rub in his racing right there. Fitting that we're in America. Mitch Hayes is going to fight back, though, so he's not going to give it up without a fight. Look at this. This is a great scrap. Art Vanderlei, he's got the best seat in the house so for it. Oh, a little bit of Morse code there. Paul Russell just makes a little bit of contact with the rear of Mitch Hayes. Nothing malicious in that. Just a little bit of that's racing. But great driving from those three drivers, and looks like Mitch Hayes is just able to open up a little bit of a gap there from Paul Russell. Now Art Vanderlei, he's a lot closer than he has been in the previous few laps. We know he's got the faster car in the Honda up the back straight. Can he capitalise this time around? He's going to have to get a good run out. This is about as close as he's been. As we go on board, and there it is. He's up side by side. This should be enough to get it done. It's not. No, so that Porsche power coming through in the clutch at the last moment. And Art Vanderlei is going to have to hold off for at least one more lap. We're running out of laps. We don't count them, we count time. And there's just a tick over 4.5 minutes in fact remaining in this one. This is round 7. It's been a cracker. It's Philip Paquita leading Sean Madison by 4.8 seconds. Bruno Gallo in a very lonely P3 right now. But, Hayes runs wide. And Russell finally gets his man. Finally gets it done. Poor Russell. Nice work. Let's have a look at that again. Here we go. And so, Hayes has lost it. He's almost slid out there, got on the marbles. Vanderlei almost suffered the same fate there. So just a little bit of a mistake there from Mitch Hayes. Means that poor Russell is in P4. Hayes drops down into 5th, and Art Vanderlei is 1 spot away from a top 5 finish. That's got a nice ring on it. So that's a nice little carrot to dangle. Less than 4 minutes remaining in this one. You have to think that this little scrap is going to go all the way down to the wire. They've got a lap car in front of them. That belongs to car number 77. That's Carlos Dominiak. And here we go. So we saw Vanderlei had the top speed advantage over the Porsche. He's all over the back of that McLaren. There he is, hunting him down. And no, he doesn't get a good enough run out of there. So he lives to fight another day. Mitch Hayes. Paul Russell. No, what happened, Paul? What happened? No. He's had a big look at this. This is through the inner loop. Oh no, I don't like what's coming here. Just to clip the grass and bang into the wall. That is an absolute shame. What a shame. He did so well, poor Russell. And with less than 3 minutes remaining, he's ended up in the wall at the inner loop. You got to feel for the guy. Fought all the way, and unfortunately, he's still in P5 though, so the gap between him and Fluke is 2.5 seconds. That might close down. Latenzio, what are you doing? You're dropping down, Nando. Where are you going? Latenzio. Did he have an incident? Oh, no! Latenzio! This is the Silver Championship leader. And we've got another issue, another technical issue. The same fate that happened to Andy O'Hara. This is even more heartbreaking. This is in less than 2 minutes to go in the race, and his car is not supposed to be suspended in the air there. And I think Robert Fluke has just gotten past Paul Russell as we see the stricken Mercedes of Nando Latenzio. I shouldn't laugh at that. That is heartbreaking for him with the special American livery. And we've got a few heartbreakers here happening at the end of this one. Art Vanderlei, he's managed to get past. Where's Hayes? Where have you gone, Hayes? What's happened? Vanderlei's in 4th.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap.
I can't find Hayes. Has he gone as well? Russell, he's okay. Rowdy Clayton has moved himself up into P8, so great recovery from him. But I don't know what's happened to Mitch Hayes. This man here is in P4. But while all this madness has been happening behind, how fitting that Philippa Paquita has Rowdy Clayton behind her. They scrapped it out in Suzuka a couple of weeks ago. Not to be this week. She's driven a faultless race while all those around her have been falling down. She's been rock steady. She inherited the lead through the pit stops. After Sean Madison took a while longer, Andy O'Hara was their closest rival. He dropped out. So it's been survival of the fittest tonight. And she has been the sole survivor. She only has a handful of turns to go before she will take out victory in round 7. And I tell you what, I've had a lot of fun calling this one. I hope you enjoyed it as well. It's been an absolute cracker of a race as Paquita heads into turn 8. Blue flags waving in the background. Rowdy Clayton, he's just going to follow her through. And she's about 3 turns away, in fact, from taking victory. The clock is at 000. So there will be no more laps after this one. It will all be wrapped up as she navigates turn 10 for the final time tonight. Philippa Paquita. She is number 1. And she will take victory at Watkins Glen. Congratulations. Well earned. Philippa Bakita takes victory with Lando Natanzio stuck in the air there. I shouldn't laugh. Sean Madison, he comes home in P2. And this man here, Bruno Gallo, after a few issues in the opening laps, a real story for persistence here in the face of adversity. He's going to bring it home in P3, but well done to Philippa Bakita. Sean Madison takes P2, a case of what could have been with that 5 second longer pit stop where he lost the lead, was never able to get back on that. And now Bruno Gallo, this man, he was a fair way off the pace, about 47 seconds was the gap between him and Sean Madison. So we'll watch them all filter over the line. Got some action happening in the back there I'll get to in the moment. But Bruno Gallo's got to round out our podium as he comes through turn 11. Haven't seen any incidents through there. There's Lando Natanzio. Yeah, congratulations, well earned. Bruno Gallo, P3. And this man here, he's overcome a fair bit. He hung in there. He was another survivor as well. He's going to take P4. Art Vanderlei, congratulations. And what about Robert Fluke? This man is no fluke. Barely seen him all night. He's got a top 5 finish next to his name. Congratulations to Robert Fluke. He's going to finish in P5. Mitch Hobbs, 3rd place in the championship. We'll see if that's the same after this round. He comes home in P6. And Paul Russell, he's going to limp that Porsche home in a well-deserved P7. A case of it could have been a top 4 finish for him. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Rowdy Clayton in 8th. 9th is Peter Wall. Masafto is in there as well. Adrian Rice in 11th. I don't think there's any other cars out on track there. Hemi Bateman 13th. Mark Hurley is the man who is doing some donuts down there at turn 1. Herbertron, Anthony Cesana making his way into the pits. And there's poor old Nando Latenzio still stricken in the air. But it was this young lady here, Philippa Bakita. Congratulations. You are a race winner once again for Race on Oz, the PC League on Monday night. Sean Madison and Bruno Gallo. That rounds out our podium. Woo! All right, as Mitch Hurley does his thing over there, we'll wrap it up from Watkins Glen. So thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that. That was an absolute cracking race tonight. Action aplenty around Watkins Glen. So we are going to do it all again next week, same time, same place on the Race on Oz YouTube channel. Where we're racing next week, I'm not too sure because they keep on playing with the schedule. So I think possibly Spa, but wait for the notification during the week. But until then, everyone, stay safe. My name is Nick. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And we'll do it all again next Monday. In the meantime, have a great week. Stay safe.